Tactical RPG games are a very unique game. Seriously, it has a combination of some games like a turn-based, tactical, strategy, and also role-playing game by the game storyline. This game or genre will blend become one attractive game, which is the best tactical RPG games for mobile. On this video, as always, our team will combine the tactic games that has been released globally and the upcoming tactical RPG. I guarantee you will get the new experience by watching it, because we are so updated on this game's genre. Remember to like this video by tapping the like button to reach more than 200 likes. Thanks. Top 10 Best Tactical RPGs for Android and iOS. Best Tactical RPG Game Mobile Update. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. Everything is new. Everything is new. This game is just new release tactical RPG for mobile, but only available in a certain region, which I'm sure you haven't noticed by the game's language. Just to inform you, on Bilibili, this game reached the top rank. I don't know exactly why, but I noticed the game has a high gacha rate, and also the combat visual is really good and the whole gameplay feels so faster. If you realize the best tactic games has a similar character design with Alchemy Stars. The way of the character's appearance and how chibi it looks is pretty cute and fun. The combat mechanism of everything is new strategy game. Where we play in a turn-based, every character will have 3 main skills that will have level damage. After reaching a certain mission, we can do double speed to save our time and do an auto button and let the game decide the gameplay randomly and automatically. Overall, the game has a Chinese-based game, especially the music, how the hero's name, and also the character design when we look in the lobby. Everything is New or Laigu Project is the best new tactical RPG turn-based for Android. Girls Frontline. Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. This is one of the best new tactical RPG games with an anime-based hero. The game concept will be so different from the other tactic games because we will be using a gun as the main primary weapon by most of the characters. The game will represent a new combat system which we can hide our hero by this specific object to avoid the damage, but we need to anticipate the enemy's movement. That's not at all, we also need to do a flank attack to make a surprise hit from behind, because it will deal way bigger damage then. So we need to place the right position of our hero to avoid the weakness. When we fight against the boss, they will have a barrier to protect them from any attack. Make sure we make a full of attention to break it in to deal absolute damage or true damage then. Overall, I really love how the developer really give the player a great graphic visual, especially when we have a storyline and the cutscenes will show a lot. If you would like to play the best strategy anime game, then I would suggest it when it's released globally. Girls Frontline 2 Exilium is the best tactical game RPG mobile. The Play of Genesis. The Play of Genesis. This game is just incredibly perfect. Finally, right now, we have a new home of the best SRPG in tactical gameplay. The game seems pretty helping the newbie player to play the game casually, especially when we have to lock the target faster without thinking too much movement. By tapping the enemy that you wanted, then our hero will get the right position to launch the action. The combat mechanism of the Play of Genesis is we can use the skill by focusing on the energy gauge limit number. Every hero will have 5 bar gauge meters that will be considered as the energy to unleash the skill. The combat visual is a top tier. I will admit, if this is the best tactical RPG games mobile can be compared with any PC tactical games. Honestly, the gameplay seems pretty fast, and also it has a slightly amount of the enemies on every stage that will make us finish the quest even faster. The whole storyline will be provided with a voiceover, but actually I don't really understand the game story because it's still in a different language, which we hope will release globally soon. The Play of Genesis is the best anime game strategy tactical RPG games for mobile. Lisa, Goddess of Love. Lisa, Goddess of Love. This game is truly magnificent. I love how simple the gameplay is. It's a tactical RPG game that has a simpler combat mechanism at all. Just imagine we don't need to focus on any energy to pick which hero we should deploy first. The only thing that we should concern is about the hero's power of attack power and HP. These all are the main indicator to measure how strong our heroes are. The main goal is we need to lock the captains, but it's not that easy because the enemy will block our hero and cannot touch his captain. Every single captain will have their different abilities, each need more time to unleash, but the damage is so overpowered. We will push our rank worldwide, and each time we win the game, then the rank will go up. I even notice if the developer seems to be using the AI to create the avatar icon. That's why the hero looks so glossy with a nice shape. Just to inform you, all of the heroes are female. Would you play this game? Surely this is the best no anime tactic RPG games on Android and iOS. Sword of Confalaria. Sword of Confalaria. Have been waiting for this game for more than a year, but I will be patient to wait for it until the developer are ready to release it globally, so they have more time to enhance the graphic and also make the storyline longer, so the player who's love the JRPG will enjoy the whole game. So far, after I play the game on a different server like the play-in on Chinese and also Japanese, I feel so happy. The music is legendary and so ear-catching. The graphics are insane. It should become the best pixel art tactical RPG games like Tactic Ogre game. The gameplay of Sword of Confalaria is we can explore the small world while we are at a village. Some of our hero will stand still there and we can interact with them. It has rich features in combat. There is some gimmick in game that will help us win the combat, like throwing the barrels that will explode and deal damage per second or a massive damage at once. Try to kick or push the enemy out of the ring to faster the gameplay. Sword of Confalaria is the best new tactical JRPG for Android and iOS. Galaxy Fantasy. Galaxy Fantasy. This is the new best tactical RPG games Android. I love the character design is absolutely cute with a chibi design. All of the heroes have a female gender, and to get all themes has an amazing voiceover, especially when we have some dialogue, which we can skip to faster the storyline. This tactic as RPG has a gacha based game to recruit more heroes. We'll get rare heroes to start our journey as a present from the game's developer. Even this game is on beta testing, but I love to see how the game can handle in a mid-range phones devices level. The combat mechanism of Galaxy Fantasy is every hero has 3 active skills, which all skill needs some energy that we can recharge every turn. When the enemy launches a basic attack on us, our hero can do a counter attack or do a dodge action, but it depends on how many speed status our hero has. The combat visual is really great. We will get the battle perspective with a great visual. This is the best strategy tactic RPG games for Android. Echonox 2436. Echonox 2436. This game officially launched their first actual gameplay footage, and it's pretty insane how the anime game will become one of the best anime tactical RPG games for mobile. The skill showcase is really crazy when we unleash the ultimate skill with a huge area of effect range and dealing multiple times damage. I noticed there is no mana or energy needs to do some action. Even the skill only needs some cooldown time. You can get it on tap to see the whole gameplay, but it doesn't show us about the story. By seeing the arena combat vibes and how the monster looks, I will assume this tactical RPG will have a dark fantasy theme. Even the music perfectly blended with the gameplay that has a lot of beats with a dark vibes, which this game will give a new experience to RPG games genre lover, because as we all know, most of the tactic games now has an empire and war conflict of the storyline. Echonox 2436 is the best upcoming tactic RPG games for Android. Archland. Archland. I am sure everyone is waiting for this game to be released globally. Honestly, I will appreciate the developer that makes such a high graphic game tactical RPG. I have a high confidence if Archland is really worth comparing with a console or even a PC game when we see it from the graphic and also how the gameplay is stunning. There are tons of extra action that the hero can do, like in combat the player can do a counter attack, extra attack, dodge, block. These all features will not be found on the other tactical RPG, so really important for us to strengthen our hero to increase the status ability. Then our hero will frequently do the same of some extra action while in the combat. This game has a gacha based game. I would honestly say the gacha rate is just so-so. I can understand why it's happening because the developer has spent a lot of penny to make such the best strategy game tactic RPG for mobile platforms. I will rate 10 to 10 for this game and would be the best tactical recommendation when it's released globally then. Alchemy Star. Alchemy Star. This game is one of the best tactical RPG games that has been released on Play Store and also on App Store. The game still becomes the highest score in the game's genre, but after I replayed the game, I was shocked that the game size is really a lot, probably the biggest game size for SRPG on mobile. Just imagine, for a chibi game on it has 18GB, which I'm sure many of the players who want to play it again will think it twice or even 3 times. Lucky the developer of Alchemy Star making this game become no pay to win game, which as a free to play players we can easily get 5-star hero. The gacha rate is way too high. The combat mechanism of Alchemy Star is really unique. We must find out the longest way to reach the end of the color movement step. The longer we do an action, it will trigger more damage to the enemies around. When your ally's skill is ready, then we can initiate it to launch another attack. Alchemy Star is the best tactical turn-based RPG games for Android and iOS. Aster Tarus. Aster Tarus. Actually, I'm surprised why not many YouTubers notice this game. In fact, the game's graphics are really insane. It has a combination of pixel art style and also 3D characters. The gameplay of Aster Tarus is a tactical turn-based RPG in strategy based for mobile, so we need to deploy a certain number of the heroes that we get through gacha or story. I wonder if they would like to make the tactical game with a pixel art combat style, but when we get into the combat, our hero will turn into 3D anime, which makes the game even more interesting. I noticed every single character will not consume any mana, but they are all able to unleash the skill and also basic attack every turns. Honestly, the game's prologue is quite taking a lot of time, even though we can skip it. After reaching a certain mission, you will realize if it has an open world base, but the combat battle still has the tactical gameplay. Aster Tarus is the best tactical RPG game Android. LangRerC. Bonus LangRerC. If you love to play a JRPG game, then this game would be the best recommendation for your tactical game. The game has a different concept of tactic games where every single hero will have their own soldier. The soldier will determine how strong our hero will become. The game will become no pay to win friendly because we will get a lot of summon tickets to summon the hero, and also to collect more free diamonds is too easy by clearing every single mission. Then for me, the combat arena is way too big, and we can move our hero wider and do a flank move and lock the target behind straight to the point. These all are the best tactic RPG games for mobile. Hopefully by this video you will enjoy it and be able to find your new tactical RPG game for mobile. Remember to like this video and help us reach 200 likes. Thanks.